I think just taking a step back, let's talk about Chauncey Billups for a second. This is a big deal as a whole, but I can see the indictment being revised possibly because they are trying to make him out to be the same as some of these guys, the mafia, the same as these goons who, thank you. So I tweeted this morning. Some of these charges as it pertains to the Hobbs Act with extortion and robbery, Chauncey Billups in the indictment was only present at one game in 2019 in Las Vegas, okay? He wasn't at all of these Lexington Avenue, Washington Place games. He wasn't, as far as I know, from what we're seeing, he wasn't making any threats against people. I think that, they're definitely making him the face of this case. And I don't see him getting in deep crap unless the Terry Rozier indictment is superseded, because I had also pointed out on a different tweet yesterday when I was going through that, he is co-conspirator number 8 in the other indictment. That is a big deal. I don't know why they didn't name him. Maybe they're still getting evidence together to possibly supersede that indictment with his name. So if he ends up being named on that, that's going to be really bad for him. Because that would, and I don't necessarily want to say it's so bad because you guys know that I'm not big on sports. I don't know a ton. So I was doing some research last night. I spoke to a sports bettor and he's like, I'm going to be so pissed if they take away prop bets. Number one. Number two, I don't give a shit. This is what you expect, I guess, when you're going into this type of betting. This has been happening for years and you are naive if you think that this hasn't been happening. So I get that, but I think the fact there are victims in this case, like John Doe's, that said they were extorted for a lot of money. And then I'm kind of going back to the other indictment, the Chauncey Billups with the mob. It's a mess. And I think it's the fact, the mob doesn't really care. I'm pretty sure they're fine right now. I'm pretty sure they're like, well,
I think it's the X-ray, though. The X-ray glasses and all the other things are going to be the one that is a jailable offense.
Well, I mean, so I have photos of all of that. I put some of them, I think, on Twitter. But what's crazy is the X-ray table, it was like a quarterback. I think they called it like a quarterback. I wrote this whole summary about it. Actually, I pointed out some of the most wild allegations in the indictment. Let me pull that up for you guys. Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's go to the card machine first, the shuffling machine. That shuffling machine was somehow the rigged one. It was stolen. And 2 guys from the mob actually retrieved it back from a place in Queens at gunpoint. So this is part of the added violence, and this is part of the Hobbs Robbery Act. Now, the fact that Chauncey Billups is also charged with this, it's like, guys, I don't think Billups was sitting there with the fucking guineas, okay? Being like, put him, like whatever. I don't think that was happening. And they charged him with that. That's strange. Then we go to the remote quarterback scheme. And this is, again, part of the illegal betting. So FBI, their forensics uncovered games that were using like tables and games that were Bluetooth enabled. So what happened was hidden cameras or sensors. Yes, thank you. In these poker tables, they were seen transmitting data to an offsite, quote, quarterback who would then watch this live feed and text code signals. That's so crazy. You can go, there's another picture I think I put of the code signals. Do you see it? Or is that that could be in the actual indictment. I don't know if I put that up, but yeah, that's what it is. It's like player 6, whatever, 3. Yeah. So,
that's crazy.
I'm saying this is, I don't know if Lauren, if you're familiar with the Black Sox scandal or not.
What is it?
The Black Sox scandal. It was a baseball scandal with the Chicago White Sox years ago. Yeah. And this is on that level. It's on that level. Yeah.
Remind me.
It's getting to be. It's getting to be. We got another guest that joins us that loves you as well. He's going to join us for the duration here before you got to get out of here. Our main man, our Super Bowl champion, Shaun King, joins the show. He'll come in and just kind of be a bird on the wall. He's got X-ray glasses on.
Yeah.
Cheater.
Yeah, he can see through everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, he can see through everything, and he's got lip gloss. Lauren, let's dive into this. I like that. Okay, so back to the whole Billups and thing. Now, have you got to dive into any of the LeBron James rumors with Damon Jones? Because we've had Damon Jones on our show. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I want you guys to actually help me understand this and help me just explain some of this stuff to me. So first of all, before I was getting on, can you explain to me, and sorry, just a sidetrack, what is a face card? When they say they're using Damon and Billups as a face card in 2019, what does that mean?
Shaun?
So a face card means it makes the game seem legitimate.
So a celebrity makes the game.
Right.
Okay.
You're assuming if Chauncey or Damon Jones is playing in this game and they're inviting X, Y, and Z, that it's a legitimate game.
Oh.
As opposed to Smitty's homeboys coming up to you saying, let's play poker. It's JB. Like JB saying, Lauren, you know what I mean?
Why my homeboys though? Like out of everybody, all the examples you could have used, Shaun, why was it my homeboys?
Well, because it's only 3 of us on here and then Lauren, and I was talking to Lauren. Stop being so goddamn sensitive.
What's going on, Shaun?
That's helpful.
Come in, Shaun. You can't come in.
For all you cigar smokers, I'm on that Lost City open sex this morning too. Nothing but the best out here in Vegas, baby.
This segment's about Lauren, not your drunk ass. Go ahead, Lauren.
No, that was really helpful because I was trying to figure this out, and then you see in the indictment referencing this 2019 game with Chauncey Billups and Damon Jones that these guys are texting and they're like, man, it's like, John Doe wanted Billups to take his money. And that game alone, I think that they cheated them out of like $60,000 total. So, in the grand scheme of it, it wasn't this huge number. But I just go back to Terry Rozier's indictment. If it's superseded and they do name Chauncey Billups on that for that 2023 game, I think it's against the Bulls that he said he was going to throw or something like that. He gave I wrote that down. See, it's like, oh my gosh, there's literally so much.
There's so much going on, right? It's crazy.
Well, there's so many pieces of this, and I tried to separate each instance of these games and what they did, and I tried to find people that bet on these games, and I really want to know, like, did this affect you? Do you care? And again, most people I've spoken to that are sports bettors are like, we don't care. This is not a big deal. We just don't want them to take away prop bets. And so I'm like, that's interesting. I feel just like if you're John Doe, you care. So maybe this should be better off as a civil suit. I don't know. Eventually, who knows? But they do have to pay restitution if they are convicted. That's a shit ton of money. Both.
Lauren, here's the interesting one. I asked Tim because I'm macro and I asked the best questions. I said, hey, Tim, what's going to happen here when all the bettors, like Sean King, right? Horrible bettor. Myself, horrible bettor.
Okay.
When we make bets and miss because of all of that, all the cheating scandal that we lost our money on, when is the class action lawsuit coming down the pipe? And he said, absolutely, it will be. Because all those people, so like if us 4 bet on those games in particular that they cheated on, now we want to get our money back. I don't know if this isn't something that's so big that it almost cripples either the NBA, the betting game, like BetUS or DraftKings, FanDuel, all the betting sites that bet with the NBA and NFL and all these other players, they all might go down.
This is really interesting. I don't think that's going to be the case because as of right now, and we don't know, right? I think the major losses here are from the rigged poker games because they didn't put like a monetary amount on the Rozier and the illegal betting indictments on that front. But I could be wrong. But the NBA, I mean, they say now that they are fully cooperating. They put out a statement. Obviously, Billups and Rozier are done for the time being. But they were being investigated in 2023 by the Eastern District. Yeah. And what's crazy is Rozier knew this. He knew this. And they said, oh, no, you're cleared. I mean, are you retarded? Like, are you retarded? Because if the feds say you're cleared, that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. Get a piece of paper. What did he do? He went on to do the same shit that he was being investigated for previously, but he was told he was cleared.
Is the discovery out?
No, I mean, they just, so Rosier and Billups were in court yesterday in their respective cities, and they were able to leave immediately. They are not being held. The detention letter by the feds, it states that they really only want the mafia members held without bail until trial, which would mean they'd be hanging out right next to Diddy and Luigi Mangione at MDC, which is crazy. And listen, I agree. I don't think it would be right. Not about the mafia. I'm saying it would be crazy for them to detain Billups and freaking Rosier at MDC to await. That would be insane to me. So insane. So as of right now, Rosier's coming back to Brooklyn to be arraigned on December 5th. I have not had a chance yet to look at Billups's docket. That's
November.
On my list. Did you already look?
Late November, yeah.
Oh, you just look at like the other news outlets. I like to look at the actual, like know what I mean? Like, I'm sure
No,
verify the validated sources. Right.
Yeah. No, it said it this morning. Yeah, no, I saw it this morning on ESPN actually during Get Up. They were talking about it.
Well,
he got
my article, but you guys should look at my most recent article, because if you're wondering, I don't know if I can link it, but if you're just wondering about specific charges, what they're facing, how many years, what went down in the indictment, I have it all laid out for you. I spent like 3 hours on it this morning.
There's also another part of it though, where if you're familiar, Jontay Porter got suspended for life last year, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's things out there that this group threatened him.
Can you explain more about him to me and like who he is and stuff? Because I saw his name a bunch of times, but yeah.
He's a well-known player, Michael Porter Jr., right?
Brother, yeah.
His brother. He wasn't like a big star, but he was in the NBA. It's a brother of a really good player. And
he was prop betting, like I think, like against himself, basically, and
how is
that possible though? Like obviously he got
the same thing. It's like you bet the under. If you bet the under, like Tim Donahue said, if you put the under on, and all four of us here bet, and then we betting, and this guy goes out with 9 minutes into the game, and he doesn't, and we're all out, we all lose, and that's what he was doing. Versus a guy that says, "Hey, I'm gonna go score you 40 points and do it." Versus the guy that said betting the under. That's kind of like Tim Donahue's thing was, hey man, you're going against the under bet, which is even like more criminal to him.
Not only is it illegal, you're also like harming your team. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if the site, Lauren, says, hey, Darnell Smith points spread is 17.5. And so I know, hey, I go tell all you guys, hey, I'm going to leave the game in the first quarter. I'm not going to get 18 or more points. So you guys know, you guys go put in thousands of dollars on the under. I leave in the first quarter, and now everybody's getting money. So that's basically what happened.
Lauren, Shaun's the most experienced bettor on the show. He can explain it much better.
But that's a piece of shit move. Sorry to say, 'cause I don't know why I'm cursing so much this morning.
That's why it's criminal. Yeah.
So does anyone like this guy? I feel like that's really just not nice to be. Also, like, kind of, it's like me, myself, and I here. You're not even gonna. I don't know, but
yeah, I agree.